Hello YouTube, objective in this tutorial will be to learn how to structure our tables. So this is what we need to do. Basically, these entries need to end up in our tables. So how to construct it? Well, first we need to think about IDs. And IDs, they cannot be there must not be double in IDs. So the whole purpose of any kind of database is to help you to somehow in a reasonable sense extract individual rows. So you need to distinguish rows between each other using individual IDs, and those IDs are automatically constructed, like you will have the base one and then +1 and then +1 and so on. So these are obviously numbers. Now columns, for example strings, these are strings, you know, just characters. We need to distinguish here between two data types, character and variable character. So when you say that column for names will construct of characters, that means that whole 30 places in memory will be taken. Okay, but when you say variable characters, for example for last name, that means that up to 30. Okay, so not all of them are taken, just how it's needed. So that's the major difference. And of course for telephone we need classical integers, as is the thing with ID, so you'll just type int. So that's what we need to do. Okay, we are just here playing with structure of our table. Right, so these are commands that we need to issue. First let's create a database, like I don't know, practice or test, because we will probably delete it over time. So right now let's use it, use test, and we need to end with a semicolon. So what to type? You will say create table, okay, not database, just table, and after that the name of our table. Okay, it will be friends, like it's name of our notepad file. Okay, so friends, and after that do have a little bit of space and normal brackets. Okay, so it's like when you are creating functions in programming, you will open left side, left bracket, then you will type some kind of strings here, and then you will end with opposite bracket. Okay, so when you are here, just type enter. Okay, now this arrow means that MySQL server is ready to receive new commands. So commands after commands after commands, and they will be delimited by comma. So let's create that ID, and we will have a little bit of space. So what is the data type of that ID? We said that will be integer. I mean numbers, of course, integers. So after that, what we need to say is that that place must always be populated. So what the term in a MySQL language you will use to say so? That will be not null. That basically means that field must always be present. And if when you create some kind of column, if you say just null, that means, well, maybe you will put something there, maybe not, it depends. But when you say not null, that means a limit. There must be something there. After that we will say primary key, key. Okay, so there is nothing in between, just space, no special symbols. Primary key, that means unique rows. So this is important because this is how you will help yourself to create a little bit later reports. When you're grabbing different reports from different tables, when you combine things, you need to know individual way to group things individually. So this primary key for ID means like a handle for that specific entry in that specific table, so you can overlap it with another things. But don't worry, if you don't understand it on the first slide, you will understand everything later. After that we will say auto increment. Okay, increment, that means that ID will be incremented always by 1. +1 for every row. 1, 2, 3 and so and so. Now after we are done on this line for ID, we will type comma and let's go to name. So name, this is the name of column, and we will use character here, the bunch of characters up to 30. That means that all 30 of them will be grabbed in memory. So that's like reserved space, like fixed space. Okay. Now maybe you will not use all of them, but in a memory all those places will be taken, so they will not be at disposal to the rest of the system. Okay, so next thing, a last name, for example, and that will also be a character up to 30, let's say, why not? And after that we will say comma, and the next thing will be telephone. So telephone, and that will be integer, just integer, okay, no specifications in detail. And after that we will close our commands. So how we are going to do that? See this open bracket here? Now we need to close it down there, okay? And after that, then we will put semicolon. That means everything is done, no more instructions, let's do to actual operation. So when you press enter, query OK, everything is done in 1.36 seconds, which is not great but not terrible. Okay, so let's see, do we have tables in our databases? So show tables from database is test, I think, yeah. I mean, it's stupid generic name and it's not good, but you know, I'm not creative right now. Now it's 1 over midnight, I think, 00 hours, whatever the term is in English. So it's morning basically. So enter, and we have one table. Okay. So how to check what is in it? What is the structure? You know that. Describe tables. Sorry, friends. Enter, and there you go. So see, there is similarity here. Okay, ID, and this is integer up to 11 numbers, not null. That basically means we need to put something here. Key, primary key. Okay. Default null, well, that's generic, not that important. So extra thing is auto increment, and this line will always happen to you when you are structuring your ID like this, and this is what most people do. Okay, not null, primary key, and auto increment. Right, so name, character up to 30. Okay, here we are. The same thing for last name. Here we are, up to 30. It can be null. I mean, the person obviously need to have names and surnames, but you know, we didn't define that here, so it can be empty for some reason, like we don't have, you know, like surname of our friends. Most of them we know by name, and no extra thing here. And telephone is of course integer. It can be empty if our friends doesn't have a mobile phone or a fixed phone or something. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a replication of our imaginary table into real life database. And as always, thank you for watching. See you in the next tutorial where we will start populating our tables. Yeah, right. Our tables with actual results. So thank you for watching and see you next tutorial.